Alola Pokemon trainers, this is GatorX, and welcome to the first episode of Spooktober 2017, the annual event where every October I make spooky Halloween-themed Pokemon videos. Now today I'm going to be going over a relatively well-known topic as far as Pokemon theories go, Cubone's mother, and why Cubone wears its mother's skull, or if that even really is its skull, and if its mother is Kangaskhan, or Charizard, or Marowak. Well, whatever, there's a lot to go over, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, Cubone is a Pokemon said to wear the skull of its deceased mother. The thing is, that can't be possible for all Cubone, right? I mean, it's in the Pokedex, but when it comes to the Pokedex, there's only so much that we can believe. Some of the entries make a great basis for theories, and others are often ignored since they don't even read as canon. In the case of Cubone, what do we do? Well, I think when discussing this specific topic, the in-game evidence from mechanics and basic logic take priority. So let's leave it alone. It's just impossible for every single Cubone to have a dead mother, especially when a Cubone can hatch from an egg wearing a skull. Even though breeding was a mechanic added in the second generation after Cubone and Marowak were introduced, it still wouldn't make sense for Cubone in the wild. I'm also not even going to mention the theories about Kangaskhan or Charizard being Cubone's mother because there just isn't any evidence. All Cubone mothers are Marowak or other Cubone if that's what you decide to breed, you sicko. Alright, so supposedly Cubone aren't wearing the skulls of their mothers, but they're wearing something, right? So what is it? Well, it could be possible that wild Cubone and Marowak reuse the skulls and bones of deceased ones in their communities as battle armor and weapons. They do seem to be very focused on death and bones, especially with Alolan Marowak, which I'll address in a bit. But is that really possible? Again, the main thing that breaks most theories is the fact that you can hatch a Cubone with a skull already on it. Well, what if this isn't a skull? Sure, it looks like a skull and seems to somewhat fit loosely around Cubone's head, but here's another idea. What if it's a shell? When Cubone evolves into Marowak, the skull seems to become part of its head, almost like the shell is solidifying or growing or getting harder. This is mostly just a small thought to attempt to explain this, but it could make some logical sense. Again, it's better than every Cubone having a deceased mother. And in nature, many animals with shells have a softer shell when they're younger, and that gets harder when they grow and consume nutrients to strengthen it. So that's just my idea. But however, I do think that this theory works out best when looking at Cubone in nature and in the games, and just with logic. Again, not saying my logic is extremely high or sound, but it just might make the most sense if you think about it. Now about that alternate evolution. When Alolan Marowak was revealed to be a fire and ghost type, it was thought that this was a cool reference to the Marowak ghost. But there could potentially be more to that. Why does it become a ghost type? We know it becomes a fire type through typical Darwinian evolution to gain an advantage over grass types, which it would normally be weak to. But is its ghost typing achieved in the same way? Maybe, but here's an even bigger thought. How do Pokemon gain types when evolving? Most of the time, it could be through exposure to an item that is charged with some kind of elemental energy, or one that is made out of an element. Similar to Eevee evolving into different types based on the stones or conditions it's exposed to, or Pokemon like Scizor, Fortress, and Steelix gaining a steel typing with the metal coat. But for other Pokemon, there's no real explanation, just maybe that they grow into their new bodies and are given different typings, like the Caterpie gaining the flying type once they go through a metamorphosis. For other Pokemon, especially ones that gain a Psychic or even Ghost typing, I suppose you could say that the younger forms of these Pokemon have a dormant power inside them that's released once they evolve. Look at Staryu. It seems mysterious and can learn some Psychic type moves, despite being only a Water type, but when it evolves into Starmie, it gains the Psychic typing. You could say the same thing is true for a Pokemon like Braixen evolving into Delphox. Dormant supernatural power. Okay, but why am I saying this goes for Cubone as well? There's no evidence that Cubone has a ghost power. Well, what about that one ghost? Ah yes, back to Lavender Town, the home of a Pokemon burial tower haunted by a Marowak ghost. But have you ever wondered why we only see a Marowak ghost and not any other Pokemon? I'm sure Team Rocket has killed many other Pokemon, and I doubt that vengeful Pokemon ghosts would be limited to ones killed by Team Rocket. That is, if every Pokemon could just choose to haunt a place in their afterlife. So what if it's true that the Cubone evolutionary line has a connection to ghost types, having a ghostly power inside them that allows them to haunt places in their death or even give them a ghost typing, once their true potential is unlocked in places like Alola? Think about it, the Marowak line is constantly carrying around bones, symbols of death. The possible answer has been there all along, and possibly because of this it's better known when a Marowak dies. And so the connection was made between having a dead mother and a Cubone having something on its head that resembles the skull of a Marowak. And maybe this one case in particular in Lavender Town with Team Rocket killing Cubone's mother, the story just spread and it became part of the Pokédex and lore. Mostly as a myth or just maybe like a ghost story or something. When in reality, the truth is that Marowak just always have a connection to ghost types. And in the Alola region it's seen prominently as they're able to become a ghost type. So to recap, we've pieced together the facts that Cubone having a dead mother is only proven in one case, Cubone likely have a shell on their head that solidifies once they evolve, and Cubone have a dormant ghost type power inside of them that allows them to become ghosts. But anyway, let me know what you think of this theory. Is this true for all Cubone, or is this just some wild speculation? Leave a comment down below and we'll continue the discussion down there. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe to show your support. You can enable notifications by clicking the bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out and will make you a member of the Chingling Squad. Anyway, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.